casting. It's very fun, especially joined by you guys, the absolute goats of it. And yeah, Sentinels versus DSG. Last time we were casting the Dig series, I believe.
Yes.
And we had a lot of fun in that one, so I'm hoping it's the same here.
My favorite part are the sarcastic Dhokla comments.
Oh yeah, well, let's take a look at Sentinels draft here, because Golden Glue is a victim of all my sarcasm.
Yeah,
He had some good drafts yesterday.
Yeah.
We'll see if Golden Glue strikes again today.
Yeah,
but he's starting out with the Ezreal. This is very popular, you know, the Ezreal bottom.
Actually, I love it so far. He banned Olaf, and DSG Srtty has been a big Olaf player. He's really comfortable on the champion, so taking this out, already a great improvement here by Golden Glue, identifying the preferences of the enemy team.
I have to say, does that mean that the the Kled counter pick, the practice that we saw, does that mean the warm up didn't go well? And they're like,
does that mean he doesn't have faith in his players?
Get rid of it.
He's like, Impact, we're not going to have you play this matchup. Why are you in practice?
Yeah, he was warming up, practicing this Kled.
You're like, weren't you at the draft meeting yesterday? We talked about this. Why are you playing Kled?
Oh, the analysts are like, oh, we're spoiling it.
All I'm saying, maybe the training dummy didn't have the numbers pop up above it that they needed there. But all right, we are making our way through the draft. Let's check in on the bans here real quick, as we do have that Olaf you're talking about alongside Nocturne and Akali banned out for Sentinels. Disguise getting rid of the Vi, the Cassiopeia, and the Caitlyn. Ezreal first pick, very standard stuff for Sentinels. They'll follow it up with Lee Sin for HamBak. Over on the other side, DSG are fast to lock in the Lucian for sajed alongside the Jarvan for KryRa. And it looks like DARKWINGS going to play the Ryze here in this one for Sentinels, as Milio gets paired with Lucian for DSG.
A lot of early game agency here for Sentinels. The Ryze Lee Sin combo, looking to get active early game, sack these dragons, and it's going to be up to them to make something happen.
Yeah, honestly, I always love even the individual matchup of Lee Sin into Jarvan as well. Feels really easy as the Lee Sin to deal with pretty much everything Jarvan brings. So I really like the Golden Glue game number 1 is looking pretty good.
All right, hey, don't get too excited now. All right, he's gonna throw a curveball here in the 4-5. Just wait. But taking out Rumble here for Impact. So top lane pool, it's kind of open now. There's Jace up, Gnar up, and Bessa. And tanks are still available here for Impact, so wondering what he's going to pick. And DSG do have last pick, so I'm expecting that to go to Srtty and get use out of the counter pick. And Vayne is still strong in this patch, so if a Vayne ban comes out, I think that would help Impact get a good blind off here, but we'll see.
And I mean, with DSG, I always want to see them do what you're talking about, save that counter pick for Srtty, especially because when his story was being the guy who was number 1 on the ladder by like a mile, he was slamming lanes, he was getting counter picks. Like that was his strength as a player, and I love seeing them be able to enable that. But Sentinels is like, you know what? Vayne is still strong on this patch. We don't want to give that to Srtty.
Vayne abuser will not be getting Vayne.
No, no Vayne in this one. The Orianna banned away alongside it. Rumble and Karma taken out by DSG, as we still do need to see both solo laners from the disguised side, expecting that mid laner here first, knowing the Ryze matchup is what you're playing into, and that's going to be Ahri for Callme.
So a bit more explosiveness here for Callme with the Ahri Jarvan combo. So it's looking like it's going to be a really a lot of bloodthirsty team fights here in the early game, because once they hit 6, Jarvan and Ahri can pair together. Lucian Milio paired together well, and I think we're going to expect some fights at the Dragon pretty early.
Hell yeah, brother.
If you are Impact, then what are you looking to, round out the Sentinels team comp with?
Well, if I'm Impact, and I know my strengths as a player, I'm going to be thinking about K'Sante, and I'm not going to be thinking very long about it. Just lock me in the K'Sante. And we banned Vayne for it, so I think the expected matchup that's going to come out is probably Gnar, I would expect. And it's kind of a handshake lane. And, we'll see you guys in the team fights. I think Impact happy with this matchup, and Srtty as well happy to play the other side of it.
So do you feel like later on, is DSG going to try and play more side lanes and Sentinels is going to try and do more grouping, or the other way around?
I think this is kind of a very Dragon stack game, because Sentinels wants to force the objective fights. They have the Ryze Lee Sin for the early game agency, Ezreal Seraphine for like the lane, poke around the objectives. And for DSG, it's like top lane isolated. You want to build your lead 1v1 and then transition that into a team fight. You're not necessarily going to win the game by split pushing as a Gnar. So fights around objectives early game, I think it's going to be a big deal. Grubs, rare scuttles, Dragons especially. So I think it's going to be evenly matched.
So you guys were talking a little bit towards the end of the lounge about, like, you know, momentum and confidence and the fact that that can play pretty big into your performance on stage. So specifically for Disguised, who back before yesterday, they only had one individual game win, all split long. They had struggled to really put anything together. They finally get their first series win against Dig yesterday. Do you feel like that's going to be invigorating them here today, making them a stronger opponent against Sentinels who have been performing higher than expectation?
Well, absolutely. I think a win never gave you less confidence. So, you know, coming in.
I guess I'm saying, does it give them meaningfully more? Not does it give them, man, guys, we suck, we won.
Well, it's like, you know, we're not the worst team in the league. I think that's would be my mindset. But I think
Yes.
Yeah. Well, did you guys see the tweet from Sajed yesterday where he posted the, if nobody got me, I know Dig got me?
Yeah, so I think, yeah, definitely the win's going to help. And, you know, everyone's going to have, you know, better vibes coming in. And they do play back-to-back. You know, usually you're just playing one game for the week. So I think that's definitely going to help, you know, just the next day in terms of everyone's a little bit more confident. Vibes are better, talking to each other more.
Yeah, we're winners, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go.
One week at a time.
Definitely, you know, always in the back of the minds, too, of DSG players I know, is that they are going to have to play in the promotional tournament. But look at this. We got some stats for our co-caster up here. Big Doke solo killing Bin and Doran.
You know, his stats are misleading. You know, I had a bit of help.
A real stat.
The tower helped you. I remember that part. But you know what?
It still happened.
Valid solo kills here from Big Doke. So it's just some of his many qualifications and why you should listen to what this man has to say.
Well, speaking of listening to something someone has to say, we do have someone standing by. Sven is ready for a sideline interview with Sentinels coach Golden Glue. Let's listen in.
Yeah, I'm here on the sideline, aka the couch in the analyst lounge. I'm here with Golden Glue, the mastermind behind the Sentinels draft that looks the exact same as yesterday's draft. Thoughts on that?
I mean, we just did it again. I don't know. We got some dubs yesterday. People just keep giving us Rahel and Ezreal. He keeps fragging. We have impact on Cassante. Who would have thought? HamBak on HamBak.
Apparently, HamBak is the only win on Lucian in the entire LCS. It is 1-10 currently. Does that mean that he's like the go to Lucian, or what's up with that?
I mean, I think most of the players are from the wrong region to play Lucian, but we have HamBak, and he's cracked. He's so good.
We have Jose Yodo right now in the studio over here, and he's like laughing his ass off, cringing right now that you can't play Lucian because it's banned every game. Is that like a privilege that you have because you have the best players so that they have to ban other things than Lucian? While as Jose Yodo don't all ban Lucian? They know he's like, can't play anything else? I think that's why.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me. I guess the Team Liquid's players are just weaker, so they need to make sure he doesn't get Lucian, but our players are so strong, they don't have a choice.
In this draft, you picked the same matchup bot again, the same matchup top more or less, same champions jungle. So do you just have like one formula, and if it gets banned, then is this cooked?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm waiting for somebody to ban it away, but they're just not. So you'll see what happens when we might just lose. I don't know.
I've heard enough of you. Okay, back to casters.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
And that's the Golden Glue insight. Just keep it working until someone figures it out.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If they'll give you the same 5, pick the same 5.
You say, I don't know, we might lose, then we'll figure it out after there too.
My lose,
problem for later.
My win? That's what happens when you play League of Legends. Could be either one. All right, let's check in where we're at, though. Junglers, they've gone ahead, made their first recalls, got their first purchases, double longsword versus longsword Ruby Crystal. Top lane, we still have both of those teleports ready to cast. It's pretty standard, just farm and trade back and forth top laners. We've all seen Cassante Gnar 400 times. We know how this one is going to go. Important to note that the bottom lane does have the barrier versus exhaust summoner spell matchup down there for when that takes off.
Oh, this could be a solo kill.
Yeah, Impact going in after Srtty. Lands another in Topo strike. Srtty still trying to get away.
Oh,
Impact goes forward with the footwork, but
he flashed. He flashed. Yeah, he got his flash. That's huge. So,
nice.
Maybe if he does like a flash W here, he could get it.
There it is. Oh, but he misses it. He goes for the flash Pathmaker, and now Impact tagged by the boomerang. Srtty lands the slow. Impact is completely out of mana, but because HamBak is nearby, Srtty can't chase any further.
Honestly, Impact saw the angle. I saw it too. He saw blood in his eyes and he went for it. Good try, honestly. If the W landed, I think it was a bit closer than would have been first blood. So, honestly pretty good by Impact, not falling too far behind in this lane. If he, took the flash, I think at 6 he could have had a better timer, but early game going pretty stable here. DARKWINGS does have a lot of pressure on this mid lane every time we've been looking, but hasn't necessarily translated that into like a roam or a big CS advantage.
So now after both of the top laners have blown their flashes and both of them know like jungles are pathing down to the other side of the map, are you calling for anything different?
Yeah, I call it, but like no one listens to me. And we almost got.
I don't know if they would call that one.
What?
Oh.
I mean, Ahri still had charm, so he's not gonna be able to take it. He's just gonna get charm, but he could have flashed out of the charm and just landed the E or something. Maybe that would have been pretty.
Would have been
cool.
cooler.
That Ahri was down to like 100 HP, 90 HP or something. Could have happened, but we'll never know. He does not take the Q, so now KryRa's got to deal with the fact that his Gromp is being invaded. That Gromp is already gone. There's nothing, nothing left in the jungle.
Some early advantage here for Sentinels going with that Ryze Lucian 2v2 early game. Got the flash, but Ahri's going to be 6, so it's really not going to mean too much, honestly, in the grand scheme of things.
I mean, at least it probably feels good for DARKWINGS because he's like, well, I don't have to worry about charm flashes setting up with Jarvan creeping around mid lane as well, maybe.
Well, Dhokla, you were talking back in draft about how once Jarvan Ahri hits level 6 as a duo combo, these guys have so much explosive playmaking anywhere. Where do you want to see them focus? Is it a play potentially on mid lane to try to shut down the aggro from DARKWINGS, or do you want to see them rotate up towards top with the missing flashes? What's the play here?
Well, you don't necessarily want to impact top because there's no like follow-up objective after you even kill the lane. So I think you want to focus around mid and bot lane. Okay. If you can kill the Ryze, that's great, but it's gonna be hard with double summoners up. Even if everything lands, Ryze will still be able to walk it off at the end of it. So he's gonna have to be chunked beforehand before anything really happens. And you want to snowball through your Lucian Milio lane. That's essentially where your carry is and where you want all your gold to be on. So just leave everyone else alone and play around bot lane. HamBak going for the aggressive invade. He has 6 advantage, but KryRa does get the smite here. But won't have it for the red now, so a bit tricky of how he's going to be able to take this now.
Yeah, and I like that decision from HamBak because of that. You challenge him at the Krug, force the smite. Now he can't contest the more important camp. Meanwhile, Impact all out up here in the top side as Srtty is in mega form. So K'Sante ult down now. Going to have a little bit less pressure with that one. But it is keeping the pressure on. It's making it so Srtty can't try to rotate over while HamBak is in the enemy jungle. KryRa is going to secure the large Raptor as HamBak again tries to make some moves. He will fail to take the Krug or the chickens, but he gets the red and he gets away.
I mean, HamBak might hit Impact because that was just a free kill if he just walked off. So if I'm Impact, I'm like, yo, man, just come kill this guy. He's not mega.
Okay, back over in mid lane, though, 2v2, mid-jungle. KryRa's got to be a little bit careful here, but he does get away in time before he's locked up in Rune Prison. Down there in bottom lane, that 2v2 still slowly having the potential to become something. DARKWINGS to the Rune Prison finally here onto Callme as the Ahri is almost out of mana. HamBak again posturing to invade towards KryRa. They know that Callme is useless in this 2v2 without any mana to spend, so they want to try to put some pressure onto the Jarvan as KryRa again fighting for his life, fighting for his camps, fighting for any sort of a foothold here in his own jungle as Srtty is down to 200 HP. Gnar back on Impact, looking to keep him away. Impact goes forward, but Srtty crunches back towards the turret. Meanwhile, back in the enemy jungle, we've got something else on the other side of the map as HamBak again pressures buffs, but DSG has enough manpower to force him back.
Man, HamBak, actually he had started out with such a good game, but he keeps on trying to play for jungle advantage and not being able to get more of these camps.
It's just tilting to me because it was just first blood top. Like, why just walk top? You have flash and you have kick. Just pick up the kill on Gnar. He's no hop, no flash, mini with like 300 HP. And instead he spent his time to chase around jungle for seemingly nothing. So for me, that's a bit frustrating, especially when you're playing a Gnar versus K'Sante and you have a window where you can get a lead like that. So, small top lane point of view details in this, but still, the swap is going to come out, so they're going to be prioritizing the grubs here, while DSG is going to get the dragon when they didn't swap their ball into top here.
We should have made an in-game graphic for gank top now, and give control purely to Dhokla. I love the insight because there were so many options. Impact was doing a lot of work there, but
I mean, there is an opportunity cost, and HamBak probably thought, it's more worth it if I can chase Jarvan down in his jungle and maybe get a lead off that. But to me, that felt like a guaranteed kill because, now it's just going to be a trade of the sides on the map, and expect grub to go down soon.
Yep, those grubs still available. First Drake just got taken by Disguised early Ocean. You can see here, this game is pretty close in the first 8 minutes, and throughout the year, it's actually been a pretty close head-to-head between Disguised and Sentinels. In regular lock-in and regular season spring, Disguised came out on top. When it really mattered in lock-in playoffs, Sentinels did get the edge, did take DSG out in that best of 5, but it did go the full distance. So despite the fact that Sentinels is considered an upper middle of the pack team and Disguised is considered a low end of one of our teams, right among the 8, they're only ahead of Dignitas right now. This particular matchup, pretty close.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. But I don't understand the macro here, because why would DSG swap to top if they know they're not going to be able to get grubs? Because they wanted to avoid the Lucian into K'Sante matchup, but now they just swapped into seemingly nothing, and they're going to base again, and now they're down tempo on one wave. So the macro for DSG, a bit confusing in terms of what they're playing for, because now they're just going to swap the lanes around again.
You seem pretty baffled, my friend.
Yeah, because it just doesn't make sense. I mean, they got the Dragon on bot side, and you should know that you're trading the objectives, so let's just keep our ball in bot, get our roll quests a little bit faster than the enemy, even though we're into K'Sante. Yeah, so I would say Sentinels, navigating the early game a bit better than DSG here, but yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
What do you think, Kobe?
I mean, honestly, they are still getting back to the other half in time for this minion wave, but yeah, they lose a little bit for their Lucian Milio that they're trying to play for, or seemingly we're going to try and play for. I don't know what the play is now with having flashes on pretty much everybody. I mean, honestly, I guess both junglers just going to go look for mid play.
Yeah. I mean, Lucian's still not at the 1 item spike yet, so still, once he hits that, I think, once everyone gets to 1 item, I think the game is going to have a big team fight around that, and I think that will be the determining factor of how this game will look. So,
yeah, I mean,
Everyone's still waiting on that.
11 minutes in, still 0 kills for either side. Impact once more, going in after Srtty, forces the flash.
Nice.
Out of the Gnar yet again. That is twice now that Impact has forced Srtty's flash in the 1v1. Meanwhile, we do have DARKWINGS and HamBak looking at this bottom side, maybe towards making a 4-man play as their duo crashes the wave, but it's not going to happen. Callme shadowing.
The defense, honestly, from DSG, oh, he gets caught.
Oh boy, that's a nice catch there with the Rune Prison. That's Callme, he uses the charm too early. HamBak waits for it and pounces as soon as he gets the chance. That's first blood for the Sentinels jungler.
He has the thumbs down tied to that when he goes for a first blood. I like the extra mental intimidation factor there.
Great catch by Sentinels into rotation. Callme just didn't have the ult there.
Ooh, nice kick from HamBak. The Rune Prison from DARKWINGS, ready to follow it up. Overload right back into it. DARKWINGS still tanking the turret here for now. HamBak missed the Sonic Wave, so they missed out on the kill. KryRa just barely stays alive. HamBak needed to hit that to make it a 2-0 game, so Disguised will gladly take the freebie.
I mean, they're keeping up the pressure, though. I really like how HamBak's been so aggressive, this game. The early jungle, wasn't able to get a lot of camps, but he keeps up on the invades and gets a couple of picks. Even though they mess up a little bit of the damage there, they don't get the second kill. So they're still keeping up so much pressure. And look at all these, the wards they're leaving behind in the jungle. Like, they can continue to go for these invades.
Yeah, using the 1-item spike here on Lee Sin effectively. Got a bit of a lead now, and it's going to be on the Ryze to make use of this lead and Lee Sin to really keep snowballing the game. They are probably going to fight this next dragon, I would assume. And Lucian and Jarvan on the 1 core. I'm assuming Ahri is going to base here for the item and expect the fight to happen for this dragon.
All right, 56 seconds on the clock until that one. You can see a lot of pings coming out from the Sentinels side towards the blue buff jungle of Disguised, just kind of trying to keep track of everything as Disguised are establishing control wards in their own jungle, trying to clear out some of the vision that we were talking about Sentinels leaving behind from their previous invades. But HamBak Lee Sin loves to continue invading. He's got his bottom lane right beside him as the enemy blue buff respawns. He's going to go in looking for KryRa here, finds the Q combo to instantly chunk KryRa down to about half HP. And now HamBak going to once more look towards the enemy buffs. There is that control ward in the brush that's going to see what Sentinels is up to. But with KryRa trunked low and nobody else really in a good spot to do a whole lot about this, Sentinels should be able to secure the blue buff without a contest and do so in time for the Drake to spawn. They have total control over this bot side river as Lyonz and Sajed can't really approach.
Yeah, I mean, he's making very good use of this Eclipse. The first item for HamBak, he has been very aggressive with it. And the buffs to Eclipse were really nice too on this patch. It feels really, really good now, and he's definitely making it look good.
All right, we've got the big square off here in the mid lane. Lyonz, nice ultra mega fire kick to keep HamBak from making anything else happen after landing that Q. Lands another one. HamBak dialing these in. If they can chunk anybody out meaningfully here on Disguised, it's going to give them a great opportunity to just start the objective. As you can see, KryRa does have the control ward down in the Dragon Pit now. HamBak stepping up.
Yeah, Ahri's first.
Both junglers here at the Drake. You got to keep your eyes on HamBak as he gets away in time. Realm Warp about to arrive, and DARKWINGS has joined the fight. DSG grouped up as a 4-man unit, but a TP is coming in. It's DSG bringing all 5 here first. Callme wanted to go for the charm, but he does not hit it. Srtty having to walk away now too. He's already lost half the Gnar bar. Sentinels has control over the bot side river, and despite the fact that everybody on both sides is looking for a play, despite the fact that both top laners make their way here, it's a bloodless battle as Sentinels ultimately win, take control, and take the Drake.
Do you think DSG had a chance to just burn the dragon there instead of go for the chase with Ahri, and Callme decided to ult in?
I think when Ahri is first there, he's got to look for a play. Like, you have to flash charm or like ult flash something and just get the fight started with the numbers advantage that you have, because you are the CC to kickstart this fight off. It's not going to be on Lucian Milio to make a super play. They don't have enough items right now to be in a position to do that. So I think Ahri missed a window there to really blow open the game open. And, you know, this is what you pick Ahri for like these snap engages where you can instantly pick someone off in the team fight. So given that didn't happen, it's going to be harder and harder as this game goes on to find an angle like that.
Yeah, HamBak got to just kind of safeguard out of a little bit of a dangerous pincer there, and then once the Realm Warp reposition, they're pretty safe.
Well, we do have another opportunity for a battle about to arise, though, as it is Sentinels focusing on the Rift Herald. KryRa just trying to retake the position here in his own red buff jungle as DARKWINGS is looking up towards this top side. Impact has been doing a great job in the 1v1 so far.
He's gone tower plates in this lane, force flash twice now, so not really getting the counter pick value that you want from the Gnar here. And I'm not sure what DSG, when they're going to pull the trigger in this game, because it feels like it's slowly slipping out of their control. Now, the past 3 objectives, Grubs included, have been on Sentinel's side, and I feel like they're more comfortable scaling with the tank, with Ezreal, Ryze, you know, at 3 items, one of the biggest spikes in the game, so I feel like they're in a comfortable spot.
Okay, they're trying to make some sort of a move here onto DARKWINGS. Srtty with a flash, Mega Gnar into the wall, takes the Ryze down to half. Callme arrives, and DARKWINGS dies. Srtty picks up the kill. DSG finally find a move here in top lane.
Well, that's something that's definitely going to help some gold injection here into the Gnar. Good pick by DSG here, and that's one of DARKWINGS' weaknesses, honestly. He's been getting picked on side quite a bit, even in our series when we played. Definitely likes to go and extend for those extra waves, so good punish here by DSG to find an angle to kind of crawl this gold lead a little bit back.
Yeah, they definitely needed it, because I feel like the 2 players in this game doing the most had been, you know, HamBak and Impact on Sentinels. HamBak with the aggressive early game, and Impact very solid in his 1v1 on that lane. And I kind of want to hear what Inspired has to evaluate for HamBak's early game, as far as could he have gotten more on the aggressive play for jungle early, or we'll see about the mid play first.
Okay, HamBak just kind of forcing everybody else back as the Rift Herald is summoned up. The rest of Sentinels is here. Tier 1 turret is going to get knocked down. The Rift Herald will not secure a second charge, but they already got what they came for. Sentinels takes out the objective in mid.
The Gnar looking a little dead on my screen. Let's see if we can make it out.
All right, let's see if it's on all of our screens as the flash for the Rune Prison comes out from DARKWINGS. Wants revenge on Srtty, who is slowed by the Tempest Cripple. Does manage to evade that first Sonic Wave, but it will not matter. Rune Prison's right there. HamBak's going to take the kill on that one as Srtty dies. Impact getting away back over in the mid lane. And Dhokla, I got to say, I don't really see what kills Impact this game after the good early game that he had. The only AP threat on the enemy team is an Ahri, and she cannot be mag dumping K'Sante in this game. What's the answer to this guy?
The answer is K'Sante ults, so he loses all his resist, and maybe he gets in a tricky position, but
Oh, speaking of tricky positions, KryRa nearly caught out there. Has to flash just to stay alive, down to below 20% HP. The True Shot Barrage does manage to hit him with the Golden Aegis, keeps KryRa alive, still trying to get himself away as Callme is already down. KryRa tries to re-engage, but he will not find the kill on the DARKWINGS. Another TP coming in now from Disguise as they try to get something. Sentinels getting away with 2 men in critical condition. Impact still trying to get back out. He goes all out. He's all in. 1v3 up against Disguised. He flashes out. He picks up one of the Infernal Cinders for the move speed boost. Srtty still chasing here with the boomerang. Run Impact! Run Impact! Another footwork gives him enough distance. He's still trying to get away. He's about to find a plant, maybe. No, he's finally tagged here for the boomerang. Srtty still on the chase. Yes, Rahel arrives, but it's not enough. The shutdown finally goes over to Srtty. Impact's journey finally comes to an end. The K'Sante finally falls, but it's still a good play overall for Sentinels.
Yeah, I mean, I think Srtty could have TP'd at the tier 1 tower, and maybe he'd have a better angle to, keep that fight going, but definitely a tricky position to be in where the play kind of starts where Callme does get a good chunk here onto DARKWINGS, but commits to ult, and then the rest of Sentinels is still behind him, so he can't really follow up on this play. And they kind of just get chased out now. Impact's on this bot side, they have the number advantage, and it's just a mechanic thing from this point on.
Yeah, HamBak lands another Q, so they follow here. Realm Warp in, and you were asking, oh, how do they kill this K'Sante? Flowers, you got your answer. This is the way.
1v3 across the whole map.
If Srtty TP'd at the tier 1 tower, maybe there would have been an angle to chase the rest of the kills here, but he didn't decide to do that. So Dragon is up. Gnar is mega right now, and this is their timer to make something happen. Has flash.
Okay.
They don't have vision over the wall, but
Srtty tries to jump over the wall, but the wall up does not connect on HamBak, and Srtty is about to revert into mini form now, as DSG does have control over this bot side river, control over the dragon area. DARKWINGS just pushing the bottom lane, as KryRa is still on the Drake, and it looks like DSG will actually be able to sneak this away despite being down 2,500.
Why did they give that? I don't understand. I feel like they're stronger
just
in the fight. The Lucian is 2 items. I'm not sure why they decided to give the dragon there, but maybe someone hadn't taken a base off or something. Because Impact had TP, so he could have joined that fight. But DSG do a good job of sneaking the drag, keeping the game close here.
All right, well, as the dragon doesn't actually turn into a fight, we have our professional analysts standing by at the lounge, and we're going to toss things over mid-game to them for a little bit to hear their thoughts.
All right, guys, thoughts?
Yeah, they just give Dragon for free. They give bot tower too. I don't know what they're doing. Listen to items. If I was listening, I would fight them.
Yeah, I think they had full position to fight. I mean, they can always retake with K'Sante if they want.
I think the Gnar Mega just ran out, no? I feel like they could be
also
testable.
No Mega too.
I mean, I think they just play for Ryze 2 items, I guess. K'Sante 2 items. I mean, both of them just completed that. But I don't know what they are going to fight for now. It's kind of hard to just force a team fight.
Do they have to fight this game, though? I almost feel like it's fine if they... I mean, they can, but I feel like it's fine if they keep scaling as well for Sentinels.
Yeah,
What about
probably.
that last team fight we just saw in the ball lane? I heard some criticism coming from the couch over here.
And the last team fight was just very weird. A lot of spells were used in there.
Yeah, a lot of spells and no kills.
Yeah,
a lot of spells and no kills.
Yeah.
I think they went a little too early on some people and not at all on others, we'll say that.
Would you say those spells were maybe missed, perhaps, or misused, or...?
A bit of both.
Yeah?
I mean, honestly, I feel like Sentinels played pretty bad this game, like bot-wise. I feel like HamBak is just making magic happen, because I really don't think that he should be able to get this big of a lead in jungle. And when bot lane didn't really pressure at all, I feel like Ahri and Jarvan would just scale pretty well. Lucian would have a good game. I don't know if the game should look like that. I feel like Lucian really made too much happen. Like, he played way better than the Jarvan did.
So it's jungle diff, essentially.
I really think it's a jungle
in
diff,
short.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, casters, back to you.
There we have it, the professional evaluation of the jungle diff.
A wise man once said, it's just jungle diff, and we heard it from more.
That's
more
League of
wise
Legends.
men.
I mean, this one actually is, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's facetious, but he is the gold lead.
This is a truth nuke. Yeah, I mean, DSG, they did pick up the second dragon, so it's going to slow the game down. I think it's going to come up to them to, just scale a bit more, find that angle with the Ahri, make a pick onto someone.
And it is a perplexing moment, though, with the dragon being given up, because Jose was like, if I was Lee Sin, I would definitely fight him there. And everyone is kind of thinking the same thing, but maybe it was a thing of there were 2 control wards in the brush and Ahri was missing. Maybe he was like scared of an Ahri charm play on him or something, trying to burst him down, and like they spent their time clearing.
I have to cut you off because they are starting the Baron here. Lucian got really chunked, so he had to take a base, and Sentinels want to use that small window to force his objective here.
All right, and they are going to force it as Callme is down to 200 HP. Still gets himself away for now. Srtty's in the middle of everybody, but he is a mini Gnar. He has to flash flashback over the wall, trying to stay alive as Impact, but it tried to continue the engage now. Front line for K'Sante, making that space. Somehow nobody on DSG dies, so the scales of fate level out after Sentinels had got away with barely any health in the previous play in bot lane 5 minutes ago. Now we've got this guys barely escaping as they come to challenge Sentinels at the Baron. It is summoner spells spent on both sides, though Impact used the flash, huhi only using his heal, but on the DSG side, it's both summoner spells from Lyonz, it's the flash from Srtty, and we're going to see it here again.
Yeah, so great angle by DARKWINGS here to find the route onto Callme, but able to get the Milio to get out of there, and I'm surprised no one was able to pick up a kill in this fight. Impact going for the flash 2-3 over the wall, but
okay, we're already back to live. Srtty trapped in room.
Someone's gonna die here
yet
for sure.
again. Impact and HamBak looking to make not only this kill, but potentially a second one happen. Nice positioning from HamBak. He's got backup from Rahel. They're making the move on to Callme, and Lyonz is trapped here too. It's not one, it's not two, it's 3 kills for free for Sentinels. The Baron is assured now.
The play out of the replay. They didn't get the kills the first time, so they just repeat up to the top on the Baron side, and with the extra vision advantage with those controllers still being there, HamBak's able to make another play, and that's going to for sure be their Baron.
And HamBak's play was sick. He takes the resonating strike towards Callme, baits the charm, switches his aggro over to Lyonz instead. They end up getting both after the guaranteed kill on Srtty.
He's on legal. He's on legal.
Yeah, we're coming.
Yeah,
Kill Gnar. Gnar free.
No jump. No flash.
Milio is behind. Lucian is so far. So far.
봐줘.
봐줄게. W 3초.
Not dead. Milio after.
Milio no flash.
Heal the flash. I think we go back.
Beautiful stuff. Just the comms the whole time. Again, HamBak's execution guaranteeing that it's 3 kills means there's no chance for Disguise to try to challenge. Now, the next Drake is live on the map, but they don't really care about that right now. They are looking to make the push here in the bottom lane. Nice catch, though, from Callme and KryRa. They immediately explode the Fed Lee Sin. That's what we were talking about most of the gold lead right there. DSG find a critical pick, but can they get anything else? Callme goes way far in, barely stays alive. They're going to grab a second strut down. Sajed kills off DARKWINGS. Srtty finally falls to Rahel as the Ezreal is a problem. Impact goes all out after Lyonz. They'll make this a 2-for-2 overall. DSG finding 2 critical picks to slow down the Sentinels war machines.
Another Seraphine ultimate going a little bit wide there, but it was a really nice pick from DSG initially, getting the burst damage onto Lee Sin.
And that's kind of what I was expecting on that first Dragon sequence, where like you want to use the Ahri charm combo with the Jarvan and burst this Lee Sin, and they did a good job here.
Yeah.
Able to take the Fed Lee Sin out of the fight completely right away.
So they get that shutdown, but then it gets turned around as Impact is coming down through the rest of the jungle, and Ezreal's going to be able to pop off.
Yeah, I mean, I think DSG felt like, you know, we got one pick. We're in Mega on Gnar. We saw the Ahri ult ticking, so let's try to get more, claw our way back into the game. And it's just hard to get onto this Ezreal. He's so mobile, has the Seraphine to peel, and the rest of the team is also pretty strong at this point. So DSG reaching it a little bit too far, trying to make a movie happen, some magic out of thin air, but yeah, they kind of get burned for it on the back end of that play.
Yeah, I mean, they picked off the problem of the game, you know, and so they got hyped up with Lee Sin down.
I mean, funny enough, the second biggest problem of the game, according to the numbers now, is huhi, because he's got a 1,500 gold lead on support Seraphine. So we'll see how big those encores can be in the upcoming team fights. Unfortunately, we don't really have anything to fight over on the Rift here for the next 4 minutes. That next Drake not spawning till then. Baron is only 30 seconds ahead of that. So we might see things remain a little slow. I'm trying to curse it a little bit because we have had an overall pretty slow.
Is this how the caster curse works? You just do that?
Sometimes you choose to use it.
Okay.
I'm using it responsibly. I want to see another team fight here, as Sentinels does still have control over the entire Rift. Impact's pushing up mid, just needs one more auto attack, and there it is to take that tier 2. It's 4 turrets to 2, favoring Sentinels, 9 kills to 4, 2,500 gold lead, about to become closer to 3K here with this tier 2 falling up there in the top lane, and there it is. So Disguised will at least get a tier 2 back down in the bottom side. Srtty split pushing on the Gnar to grab that one, and then get himself away before anything too bad happens.
So in a game like this here too, where the Dragons are split pretty deep into the game and Dragon Soul is like really far off, what's the game plan looking like for your macro, Dhokla?
You know, just play on one side of the map and try to get the vision advantage on that side, and you know, that's all you can kind of do. Invade their jungle camps, see if you can get a fight off with some sort of advantage like that, and just kind of really dumb the game down. You know, just make it easy. You know, strongs have one side be your strong side, and the rest of the map play accordingly. And that's kind of what Sentinel's doing right now.
Okay, could be a little bit of trouble here for Impact, but nah, he's fine. Again, this K'Sante, he's just so durable, so much armor against this largely attack damage composition from Disguised. As we can see,
TP?
Everybody on Sentinels, they're moving back as a very deep TP from Disguise sets up for a potential play. Callme's coming around, trying to catch up to the action. Only one charge left here for the Spirit Rush, and Srtty is about to run out of Mega Gnar. Beautiful kick coming in there from HamBak, but the follow-up is not ready. Encore from huhi doesn't do a lot. Callme going to be taken low, nearly killed off. Rahel needs one more auto attack. DARKWINGS gets it. KryRa and Srtty given a 2v2. They will finally kill HamBak. It's a 1-for-2 here so far as Lyonz also died. Srtty about to fall, make it a 1-for-3. Double kill over to the Ezreal as Rahel wants more. Sajed still getting away. The kick to cut off his escape, and Impact is ready. Sajed is out of there, and the kill credit goes over to DARKWINGS. That's 4-for-1 for Sentinels. They've got the wave pushing up bottom lane, and they are going to send it straight towards the Disguised base.
I don't really know what the reasoning behind going for this play was, because Ahri started the TP, has to use both ult charges to get close to the action, and from there on, it's just gonna be hard to win this fight unless you can blow up someone. But like, no one's gonna get one shot. And HamBak finds a great kick here to force out Lucian sums right away, and Callme tries to go for the charm, but he only has one charge left, and he just gets blown up by this Ryze right away. So I'm not necessarily sure why they even chose to fight this, because there's no objective up. It's like I think they just got rage baited by something. I don't know. And huhi like, what's going on?
What is this?
They chose to fight that?
Yeah, the evil little grin on his face.
Yeah.
No actual comms there, but yeah, I mean, you see the teleport, animation going over your head, and then Ahri shows up with only one charge, and immediately HamBak's like, okay, great, I'll take the Q. As Impact also thinking, okay.
I mean, yeah, he takes a little bit of damage.
His best rage bait impression here.
Yeah,
started.
I'm not worried for Impact at any point during any of this.
Okay.
Gets away.
He got
Charm, though, does hit onto DARKWINGS. That's a pretty big potential pick, but a nice use of the stasis keeps him alive as the Encore hits 4. DARKWINGS still dies, but now Sentinels wants more. Rahel's in the backline, flashing away from the damage of Callme. Still firing as Srtty finally dies. Rahel staying alive here, too. Callme the only man standing. And that's your Ezreal finding the mark, the quadra kill for the ace. And Sentinels will end the first game just like that. One decisive team fight in the top lane, 18-6 on the kills. Nobody standing on Disguise to even pad their stats with. Sentinels will send it straight to the Nexus and take game 1.
I mean, I was HamBak player of the game the whole game, and then I was starting to feel the Ezreal and some of these team fights, Dhokla. I think I'm gonna stick with HamBak, but what about you?
I think HamBak for sure, but I mean, Impact did a great job of